Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how to grow Utricularia Graminifolia. And I got a couple pots of this and planted it, and it's been a few days and it's doing really well. And a little backstory is that I actually tried planting this plant before. I tried planting it like any other plant. I put it in aqua soil and it started melting, so I added a lot of fertilizers and it melted even more, and I lost around $50 to $60 on pots of Utricularia Graminifolia. And I went on Instagram asking other people, how do they grow this plant? How did they have so much success when every time I tried to grow this plant, it would fail? And these are the tips that I have for you today. Step one, don't use nutrient-heavy soil. The problem that I had is that I used Ada Amazonia or UNS aqua soil, which was heavy in nutrients, and this plant actually does not like any nutrients. So as you can see right now, I'm using Eco-Complete gravel from Carib Sea. So Carib Sea Eco-Complete, and it's gravel. It lacks nutrients, which is perfect for this plant. It's actually not a plant. It's not like any other plant. It's a carnivorous plant. So the best way to grow this plant is to add peat moss under all this gravel. I've added some peat moss that I've sowed to let it sit for a few days or weeks and placed under all this gravel, which is perfect for carnivorous plants like the UG. And step two is to use RO water. This plant prefers softer water around the 100 TDS or lower range. And so make sure to use soft water and don't use fertilizers for this plant, especially while it's cycling. Using fertilizers while it's cycling will kill this plant. So honestly, just leave it alone. Nutrient deficient soil and just using soft water, not adding fertilizers will help this plant grow. And step three, lighting. This plant actually does not need too much of a highlight. It just needs adequate light. Under highlight, it will produce a light green color, a bright light green color. And under low light, it will produce a darker, more lush color under dark light. But adequate light is enough for this plant. And with CO2 for step four, you don't actually have to have CO2 running. In this tank, I don't have any CO2 running, and the UG is doing just fine. So just if you choose to have CO2, I do believe it provides some benefit to this plant. Just make sure that once you see the traps forming, once the leaves get a little thicker, that you add some microorganisms. Since it is a carnivorous plant, it likes to feed on Infusoria, Daphnia. So make sure to just have those microorganisms ready for you, which the peat moss does help to propagate those organisms. And those are the 4 tips. If you follow them well, you'll be able to grow this plant very easily. And don't make the same mistake I did using nutrient-heavy soil and adding fertilizers all the time.